Alright, so I'm kind of making this recap a little later than I usually would. I had some things going on in the morning, and I couldn't even trade the AM session. Ended up taking a trade around 12 p.m. when got back home, and it was my model. It looked good. Um, Draw liquidity was clear. Everything looked about right. Followed my guidelines, followed my checklist. Executed a trade. Ended up being a loss. I'm okay with this loss. Completely fine. You know, a lot of times I'll try to find a reason for that loss to be bad, right? But overall, I think this trade was good. That's why I didn't hesitate to get in. Um, and I can run you through all the way down to from the daily, do a top down analysis from the daily bias. So, um, Friday, of course, we came and tapped this daily fair value gap, and I wanted to look on the aligned time frame, which is 1 hour for CISD. We ended up getting that, so we wanted to go lower. And aligned with that, we had a 1 hour fair value gap, which is super clear. You take fib, OTE. We ended up tapping into equilibrium of the range. Added added probability to the trade, added conviction. And we came up, we tapped this fair value gap, and then we had the CISD, and it was during the macro 11:45, 12:15. I kind of entered around 45 when we retapped into CISD. And yes, you could argue that is consolidating here, but it kept respecting the CISD, so it looked pretty obvious that and we already swept all this liquidity here. Swept liquidity, looked like a super clean market maker sell model with all these resting liquidity right here. And if I projected out the standard deviation, it looked and aligned with the liquidity, sell side liquidity. So yeah, it just looked super clean at the time. We tapped into this CISD. I entered here for almost a 4-to-1, and targeted sell side liquidity aligned with the standard deviation of the manipulation leg. And then we ended up getting stopped out. We wanted to come up and manipulate one more time, and we actually continue higher. I think we tapped into OTE. I'll show you because I'm in replay right now because I wanted to go back with context to show. But if I was to zoom out, right? If I was to zoom out, we continue, right? Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, you see, we come up to OTE, and then we begin to move to the downside, right? During around 2 o'clock p.m. macro, we begin to move to the downside, and we wanted to reach OTE the range before we make a move, which is crazy. Golden pockets. It's just it is what it is. And we had to move during 2 p.m., which is just but yeah. What was the trade earlier, bro? Oh, we had this. Okay. Do we have a trade from this 1 hour gap? Yeah, we had this. I mean, this is prior to market open. Yeah, prices are super choppy, bro. But this trade looks cleaner than AM session, right? So that's why I took it. And it ended up playing out, of course, but just wrong timing. We wanted a little higher to OTE, and then we ended up hitting TP. So yeah, the idea was right. That's why I'm like, hey, we just wanted a higher. We wanted an OTE. Can't really be mad at it. And yeah, I don't really trade past then. Usually don't trade that late. So it was overall, I read the markets correctly, just wrong timing. Executed my model. It's all good. And that's about it. I think I'm down 400. So I started this new eval just to get another eval, so I could have two accounts that I can activate and copy trade for my first payout. Or I'll probably do one, get a payout, but at least have two accounts that I've already passed. So I'll just get a payout with one, reinvest that, activate the other one, copy trade them, and then use the rest of that profit to reinvest in some more challenges and scale up, and get max allocation with Top Step and just milk it, and then go on to other prop firms and just continue to scale from there, and just growing that mental resistance to capital, or how much capital I could risk because there's this good trading coach, I forgot his name, like Patrick or something like that. As you grow as a trader, right, as you start to handle more risk, it's more psychologically dampening, right? It's tougher on your mind, right, to be able to see 15K, to see yourself down 15K, right? So you have to readjust yourself and get comfortable with that, and then just continue building up from there. And it's just like anything, right? When you're introduced, if you go from 100K count your risk 1% to a million, 7 figures of profit, bro, when you're 10K down, when you're risking 10K, like, bro, it's a big difference. So, yeah, man. Yeah, happy with this trade. Hope kind of understood why I took this trade. Again, tap into this for 1 hour for value gap, CISD around a macro. Slapped on a short, targeting these lows, and again stopped out. We wanted a little higher, and then we came down and ended up taking these lows. So, yeah, and then we ended up sweeping these lows. So yeah, not bad. I'll be back tomorrow. If I do take a trade, if I take a loss, win, doesn't matter. For market recap, just continue to execute your edge. Not every day is gonna be a winning day, not every week's gonna be a winning week. As long as you're net positive over time and you continue to get better every day, you're following your rules, you're not over trading, you're not revenge trading, you're not dealing with FOMO, it's completely fine. So, yeah, man, you guys have a good night. This is a late one, so I'm gonna upload it tonight. And yeah, let's have a good rest of the week. Peace.